for January, we got two cards, and ironic enough, we got the High Priestess and the Hierophant. So you have the two archetypes that are polar opposite of each other, the feminine and masculine. And this is pretty wild because before I started shuffling, I picked up my deck and the first card on the top fell, and it happened to be the High Priestess. And so going into January, it seems that you could be coming into union with somebody or within yourself. I feel like there's a balance between both polarities with the feminine and the masculine, and this can be with any polarity because they both represent many different things. The feminine represents the dark and the masculine represents the light. And then there's the whole being assertive and then being passive, the whole good and bad and all that stuff. So I feel like for you this month, you are coming into some kind of union here, whether it's with someone else or within yourself, that has to deal with polarity. Okay. And I think it's pretty major and pretty important. And for a lot of you, it is something that you might have worked really hard on. So this could even be a project, this could be related to business. So maybe you made a deal with somebody, or you're able to begin a business with a partner that complements you, that is literally your polar opposite, and is able to help you balance these energies within the business you are starting, or whatever it may be. If it's a relationship, this is a relationship that could be like soulmate relationship. Either way, I think it's pretty major here. Okay, so with the High Priestess, this has to deal with our consciousness, with the higher consciousness. It has to deal with your dream state and allowing the universe to flow through you, allowing time and energy and vibration to flow through you so that way you could receive. And the Hierophant is a more grounded perspective of that, where he has all that higher knowledge that the High Priestess has, but he's able to ground it here in the reality. So this would be like spirituality, and then he would represent religion. Okay, especially because he is dressed in Pope gear, and it looks like he's, telling these guys something, some kind of lecture. I don't know. I think it's really important that you see the significance of this connection, whoever it's with, or if it's with yourself and the universe or whatever. Like, no matter what the connection is, I feel it is important that you really recognize it for what it is and not take it for granted either, because I think this is like, it's almost like a sacred marriage. This is beyond like you and this other person, or you and yourself. This is something that is so much deeper than, anything that you could put into words. Okay, so January seems to be a major month, a major pivotal point, a turning point, or even a culmination. It could be an ending or some kind of union where, like a marriage could be an ending to, being a bachelor or bachelorette, or just an ending to a relationship that is outside of marriage. And then the marriage would be like, it's the culmination point, right? But then after marriage, obviously now you're married, and you got all that going on. Okay, so that's like a whole different journey you have to go on. So I feel like it's a mix of both, where it's like the Fool card. The Fool begins and ends the or not the zodiac, but he begins and ends the major arcana, because he is zero. So he is literally like a point in space and time. Or even the World card, which is ruled by Saturn, which rules Capricorn. It's a beginning and an ending. And so that's exactly what's happening here. There's some kind of culmination point that begins and ends. It's, I guess like a big bang in a way. So I feel like there's a lot to say, honestly, but because of time, I'm gonna have to keep it short. But for the most part, this is just a really major, major month for you. And pay attention to what occurs, the people who enter your life and the people who leave your life, and what ends and what starts and all that good stuff. Again, like I honestly feel like there's so much to say, but I can't do it. So that's January for you guys.